Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hello.
So Camilla, you're Phil today? Is that what's up?
Yes.
All right. All right, we're gonna give everybody a chance to roll in here and we'll get started. Oh, excuse me. Okay, just a little bit longer and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Actually, um, if you want, I can start off with questions about the Welcome Avengers um, assignment. I think I've only received one person so far, from what I can tell. So if anybody has any questions around that, we can start with that, and then I can move on to our next little assignment, which is going to be based around modules, which is going to be adding some more functionality under your functions. So if you have any questions about the Welcome Avengers assignment, let me know. It is due at 10 o'clock today. And I've shared the assignment up on the screen here briefly. So as everyone's rolling in, and any questions about the assignment at all, and then I can, the workshop I have is maybe, I think it'll take maybe 10 minutes. I'll have it recorded and I'll throw it up uh, on the YouTube channel as well. If you guys looked at the agenda, it should have the link for the video that I did yesterday, which is right here, according to the class. Actually, that shouldn't say today. That should say yesterday. All right. If everybody's feeling good about Welcome Avengers, then let me just jump into the new information and we'll go from there. Sound good? Can I get a thumbs up from folks? Make sure we're in a good space. Everybody's cool? All right. Looks like Camilla, Cameron, Daisy, Will, let me see, Zanetta, you okay? Zanetta, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I walked away from my computer for a second.
Gotcha. Okay. So the next assignment that we have is going to be a little bit longer. Okay. But I want to show you the basics for it, and then you guys actually have a lot of what you need to go into it. So let me flip over to PyCharm here real quick. And I want you guys to take notes. Like I said, there is a recording, but I want to make sure that, or there will be a recording, but I want to make sure you guys have some notes. It's always good to take your notes, go back over them, and kind of involve yourself with them to make sure everything's working well. I've heard some people say you should write your notes. Even if you've typed them out, you should write them by hand because it immerses your body more in what you're doing. Could be. Might just be spending more time with the content helps you out, but I guess we'll see. All right, so I have this new, completely fresh, there's nothing here in this Python project. And what we really need to do is make sure that we have, well, when we're working with functions, I think the main thing is the functions a lot of times aren't going to be in your main code. And I think I've kind of said this before. The functions are going to be off in another file, okay? And we're going to need to access those files. So to do that, let's just kind of put something together here. It's going to be very leading as to what our assignment is that we're going to be working on past this. What we need to do first is, for our example, I'm going to actually help you out a little bit with our assignment. It's going to be a converter assignment. It's something that's going to be able to go out, it gets a value from the user, and then it converts it into another value. So what I mean by that is a lot of times we need to convert between pounds, kilograms, inches, centimeters, this kind of thing. And sometimes you'll go out online and you'll find that tool on Google. But for some people, they don't want to have to use that. They want to have it in-house. They want it something that's already inside of their garden, their walled off environment. So you'll have to code that in. So what we want to do, I'm going to just show you real quickly, is how to do a conversion from kilograms to pounds. And we're going to do that with a function in another file. So let's go ahead and do that. To do that, we need to make another file. So I'm going to go ahead and make a second file here. Go to file, we're going to have a new one. And this one is going to be a Python file. I'm going to call this one converters. Okay. And in our main file, we're going to call converters. So there's a couple different ways we can do this. One is going to be to import, and then we can just type in converters. And then from there, we'll be able to call a lot of the different functions that we're going to put inside of converters. But first, we need one. We need something in converters. So actually, I put that in the wrong one. Put that in converters. Put that in main. There we go. All right, so converters. Let's work on how we can convert kilograms to pounds. So if we're going to make a function, we start off with a definition, just like we would if we were in our main code. So we have def, and this one's going to be kilograms to pounds. We're going to take in a certain amount, which means we're going to have something come into this spot right here. So we're going to call this just it could be anything. We could call this whatever we want to at this point. I could just call it X, and it would be fine, okay? But since this is where here it comes, guys. It's something I drilled all day yesterday. Let's see if we got it. This X right here, what is that called when we're defining our function? What vocabulary word am I looking for there? This information that we're sent that is right there. Anybody, just pop it. Tell me, what's that? What's that called when we're defining our function?
Parameter, right?
You got it. Thank you very much. It's parameter. Awesome. Moving on. That's a win. Okay. And so then we're going to return a value, because I want you guys to start remembering we want to return something from our functions. You can return most of the time one thing, but you can return multiple things as well. You can return multiple things, but most of the time with a function, you want it to do one thing so it's not overlapping with other parts of your code. You want to do it well and fast, and a lot of times, like I say, this one in converter, everything you're going to be making is going to be a single return. So in this case, let's see, we're going to get X, and we're going to multiply it times, what is the kilograms to pounds there? Let me see here. All right. So let me go ahead and look up real quick. What is that conversion. Let's see. Does anybody know off the top of their head kilograms to pounds? What is the 1 kilogram to 2.20462? That's it. Okay. 2.20462. Oops, I need to type it on the screen. 2.20462. There we go. Okay. So we have our main right here. We have our function that we're going to be sending stuff off to, and it's going to multiply it times whatever we send it, times 2.20462. And then we have our main right here. We've imported converters. Now we're actually going to use it. So this is how you bring in something from another file. So we have import converters. We're going to use converter. We're going to use dot notation to get the function that we want to use. So we'll do converters dot. You can see it pops up that function that's actually in converter, so we can use that. And then we'll just put in, we'll put in weight. We'll get a little input from our user. Let's see, what weight in kilograms would you like to convert to pounds? Okay, so that'll give us weight, and then we're going to print this out. So we're going to wrap that up here. All right, let's see if this works. It should work. I'm going to show you another way to import this as well. Okay, what would you like? Pounds. Let's say 20. Oop, okay, we got a problem, but that's okay. Can't multiply sequence by non-int of type float. Oh, okay. So this is an issue that you guys have probably come across. We've seen before. So what we want to do is, well, actually, I'll ask you guys, what do we need to do here? This issue with can't multiply sequence by non-int of type float. So what do we want to do here? What is our issue?
Wait, which line? Line 3.
Saying that there's an issue on line 5, which in this case, that would be on the main line. Right here it says this converters.kilograms to pounds weight. This is not quite what it's trying, it doesn't understand that. Got an issue there. But then on line 3 in kilograms to pounds, it's saying there's an error with this right here.
Maybe on the other one, it's because it doesn't say float or something. Like in the.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on track. How do I fix it?
I think you just put float and then parentheses, and then you finish the parentheses, right?
Like that? Okay, let's try it out. We got that. Hey, that's it. That's all we needed to do. So just keep in mind as you're taking input in, it always comes in as a string. So you'll need to convert it. Okay, so now we've got 4 decimal places on here as well. This is something that we've looked at before. And in this case, we can send back the value that we want in the proper format that we want. So we're going to do round and do it to 2 decimal places. And now we're going to get our same amount, but we'll have 2 decimal places. Okay, so this is one way you can bring in a function. You can just say, hey, import converters, and import that from the file that we're using. And then another way to do this is if you put in, instead of import converters like this, I'm going to put in 2 hashes, okay? And then I'm going to do from converters. Then I can just pick the one I want. If I'm not going to use everything, I might just pick the ones I want. So kilograms to pounds, that's what I'm going to use. And so now, whenever I use it, I can just use it like a function that's in the file already. I just have to type kilograms to pounds like this here. So if you decide to do this and just pick certain functions, that'd be great. Now in the converters file, or the converter assignment that we have, you're going to find that you probably want to import the whole thing. You'll probably end up using dot notation because you're going to have certain choices for the user to pick up and use certain converters. So you may just want to import the whole thing. But in this case, if you're just grabbing one thing, maybe you're grabbing a few things out of a module, out of like this file right here. If it had 20 different functions in it, but you're only going to use 2, might be a good idea to go this way so you can save yourself some work. Otherwise, use the dot notation if you're going to be using it in one spot, but you need probably the whole package, the whole module, okay? But this works as well, Okay, just like we were looking at before. Okay, so let's go over the assignment real quick. Let me share that screen with you guys real fast. Okay, and you'll get a pretty good idea of what we're looking at here. So the new assignment is called Converter. When you send this file, I'm going to need 2 files. It says 3 here because sometimes you might need to send a separate package file, but for y'all, you can probably get away with 2. If you're working on Pythonista, just the main file and then whatever you decide to call that converter file that's going to be doing all the conversions for it. That's called a module whenever you have that off to the side. Okay. Actually, I've got some other notes in there, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so what you need to do here is we're going to create a project called Convert Numbers. Inside that project, you're going to make a user convert.py file, and then you're going to have both of these to try and pull everything together. Actually, it's got some other stuff. We're going to be talking about packages as well, but we're going to be doing this without having to build a package. Let's see. Hey, Brianna's here. Good stuff. Okay. Hey, Brianna. How you doing? Okay. So our convert file, the one that's actually going to do the work, is the one that's going to be able to convert miles to kilometers, kilometers to miles, pounds to kilograms, kilograms to pounds, inches to centimeters, and back and forth. So it needs to be able to go both ways. So whenever you make these functions, you're going to have to make both versions, one that converts from miles to kilometers, one that converts from kilometers to miles, because they can choose whatever they'd like. You'll need to make a dictionary, like what we see here. First thing they're going to be asked when you get the input from your user about what they want to convert. They want to convert miles and kilometers, pounds and kilograms, inches and centimeters. From there, that's going to tell you whether you need to go in and convert miles and kilometers. If that's the case, then we just do M or K. We're going to ask them again, like, okay, cool. So you want to convert miles to kilometers. Are you starting off with, is your current value that you want to convert miles or kilometers? If it's miles, we're converting to kilometers and vice versa. Okay. So the prompting should look just like what we have here. Okay, so you want to convert miles to kilometers. What is the mile value you wish to convert? You give that mile value. It will go out to the function that we know converts miles to kilometers. And then it'll spit back 100 miles converts to 160.93 kilometers. So something similar would happen if we were converting from inches to centimeters. 24 inches converts to so many centimeters. We want to be able to get that back to the user. And then on another line, it needs to ask, do you need to convert another value? So if we're running through a process and at the end we're asking them, do they want to go again? What are we needing to have in this assignment to make sure that this functionality is available to the user? What are we going to have to use? Anybody? Okay, let's see. Camilla, if we know we're going to be giving them the option to go back through and do another conversion, what kind of functionality are we going to have in the program?
For loop?
What's
Is that
that?
what you mean, like what type of loop?
Yeah, what type of loop?
Okay. For loop, right?
Well, a for loop is going to run through a certain set of values. We actually don't know how many times they want to convert anything.
Oh,
They might
they
be
might.
for the first time. So which one? I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, while loop.
While loop, that's right. Yeah, so we are going to need a while loop in here. Okay. Let's see. Should be able to continuously convert values until they're done. And I'll probably test about 3 different conversions. Whenever you send it over to me, also put in the wrong thing here because this isn't going to be due today. This one is due on Tuesday at, let's see, 12:59 p.m. Okay. So you'll have, over the weekend, if you decide to touch it, Monday, and then we'll have some class time on Tuesday to ask any questions. And of course, we'll move on. Okay. Any questions about what is in the assignment? What is expected of you to do? That kind of thing. Is there anything in particular you guys can see as an issue, or would you just like to get to work? Make sure I get that Avengers file in. Okay, if everybody is feeling, let's see, I got one chat. Okay, so that's just when Brianna popped in. Okay, if everybody here is feeling comfortable with how they're doing, just give me a thumbs up like we usually do. I'll post this video so you guys can come back and take a look at it a little bit later. But if you give me a thumbs up, I'll say we're ready to go. If not, I'll just wait here and you guys can ask me any questions you need.
When will the video be up?
Should be up pretty quickly. I would say after we are done here, it'll stop. Yeah, Zanetta, it should really probably for you folks working in Python East, it'll probably only ask for 2. So I would say make sure that I get the main file, and then make sure I get your converter file, the one that's actually doing all the work. Right? Yeah, I also changed that in there. I should say 2 files. Let's see. Yeah, that'll work. Just 2. That'll work. Okay, so Daisy says she's good. Okay, thanks, Daisy. You're good to go. Anybody else? If you have any questions, go ahead and let me know. If you're good, just give me the thumbs up, and I see that. Cool. Camilla and Brianna, you guys are good. Thanks much.
Bye. Sorry about being late.
It's all good. Just be looking for your Welcome Avengers file today before 10 o'clock. Cameron, thank you much. Appreciate it. Will, great. Looks good. All right, we have Cameron and Zanetta left. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Have a good weekend.
Okay, y'all have a good one. We'll see you.
Happy.
Bye.